Ladies and gentlemen, Paul Ryan has basically said, this guy is feeling his own notes. First of all, well, all right, let's just play Paul Ryan's heartfelt appeal for unity. And what this party needs, what the country needs, is a visionary. Fortunately, I am somewhat available, but since we're in a negotiation, if you want this visionary, you're going to have to pay, he says to the Republican Party. Let's listen to this.
Tonight I shared with my colleagues what I think it will take to have a unified conference and for the next speaker to be successful. Basically, I made a few requests for what I think is necessary, and I asked my colleagues to hear back from them by the end of the week. First, we need to move from an opposition party to being a proposition party. Because we think the nation is on the wrong path, we have a duty to show the right one. Our next speaker has to be a visionary one. Second, we need to update our House rules so that everyone can be a more effective representative. This is, after all, the people's house. But we need to do this as a team. And it needs to include fixes that ensure that we do not experience constant leadership challenges and crises. Third, we as a conference should unify now and not after a divisive speaker election. And the last point is personal. I cannot and I will not give up my family time. I may not be on the road as often as previous speakers, but I pledge to try and make up for it with more time communicating our vision, our message. What I told members is, if you can agree to these requests, and if I can truly be a unifying figure, then I will gladly serve. And if I'm not unifying, that will be fine as well. I'll be happy to stay where I am at the Ways and Means Committee.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The heartfelt, and I think that's all well and good. He wants to spend more time with his family. All right, let me try and summarize my analysis of this in one word: bull crap. First off, can you imagine for a moment Nancy Pelosi? There is no House Speaker. And Nancy Pelosi, everyone says Nancy Pelosi is the person to do this. We need someone to fill this position of the third most powerful person in the country. Nancy Pelosi, will you do it? Well, I want to spend more time with my family. Oh my God. The failure of leadership. The failure of leadership.
I also don't want to be criticized.
I don't want criticism.
That might also hurt
I
her a
don't
bit.
want there to be, we need to change the rules so that it's more democratic for members of the caucus. However, not so democratic that in any way the normal rules would apply and I would be subject to any pressure from, like a democratic vote of my speakership. Look, I got news for you. I will be shocked if the caucus comes back and says we can accept this. And you know who's going to be more shocked if they say that? Paul Ryan. Because Paul Ryan came out there and said, I'm going to give you an offer you absolutely can and will refuse. And that way, I get to walk away saying, like, it's them, it's not me. It's not my failure of leadership. It's not my lack of guts. I want to be with my family. And maybe he does. Maybe he does. He didn't seem to have a problem when he was running for vice president. Right? I mean, were the kids with him the whole time? Well, what are you going to do? He's basically saying, like, look, someday I'm going to run for president. I'm not going to ruin my career right now because of these lunatics. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable that he's not getting any criticism for his sort of conditioned leadership. We're storming the beach in Normandy, Paul Ryan. We need you. Okay, but here's a couple of conditions. Right? I mean, that's what we would hear if this was happening to Democrats. It is stunning the way that they treat this guy as some type of saint. And then, of course, now he is going to go into sainthood, right? He's going to be the martyr when they say no. I mean, I can appreciate you want to spend time with your family, but